it's Victoria. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I decided to go ahead and return these books to the library. I DNF'd 2 books this past month. The Name Drop and Soulmates just weren't my vibe. I'm also going to return this Witcher because I realized after I did my October TBR that it was way off in the series order. It was way off in the series order, so I figured I would return this one and then get like the second one to actually follow the series in order. And then I did finish Feed, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm excited to read the next one, which is called Deadline. But I've got like 7 or 8 books on hold that I'm gonna pick up. I was gonna wait because I'm gonna go to the library tomorrow to vote because we are doing voting in Texas on the 7th. So I was going to go and vote at the library and pick up my books, but I really want to pick them now. And I'm also super hungry, so I'm gonna grab food. And then I am going to be doing Allie from Allison Page's Bloomin Readathon here in November. So I've already got my first one here. So I'm gonna read Legends and Lattes for the B mark. So I'm really excited about that. Once I get the library books, I'm gonna take a look at them and see how they kind of fit in here. So again, I am super hungry and I don't know why I decided to do this right this second, but we're gonna get going. We're gonna drop off library books. I might get food first because I'm starving, and then come back and get back to work for today, and then I'll check in with you later. Okay, let's do it in this string. Okay. Hello! So it's the next day. I know it's been a little while since I last checked in. Pumpkin is always a little concerned when I scream at the camera. Is this okay? So it's, you know, daylight savings time and all of that junk, and it is dark here, as you can tell. Is this better? Maybe? Okay, that looks a little better. Let's try again. We did a lot between yesterday and today. I didn't check in with you afterwards. I did make it to the library. I did work, played a little Baldur's Gate, did all the things. But today, we did something very important. We voted. There she is. I got my sticker. I've been wearing it since I went to go vote during my lunchtime. But what I wanted to check in with you about is all these library books, and I think I mentioned too on my last clip that I'm going to be participating in Allie from Allison Page's Bloomin Readathon. So I thought I'd go through the books that I got at the library and some of the other books I'm going to put, I guess, on my to put on my TBR this month to fit into this readathon. I'm gonna pull up, she has like a challenge on Storygraph, so you can track that. I've also made a printed out her chart that she does have up on Instagram. I'll link all that here in the notes in the description box. I will link all of that, so if you still want to participate, do join us. Join me. We'll have fun together. I'd love to hear what you want to read. So, what we've got in here are 24 book choices. And I am going to link Allie's video where she explains the Bloomin Readathon and what all the different ones mean. But I will quickly go through the books that I have, and some of these might be familiar. They were on previous TBRs and I just haven't gotten to them. So I'm gonna quickly go through them. So the B Space is a book that a lot of people have been talking about. So I'm going to put Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree in here. I've heard so much about this book and how it's just like cozy D&D. So I really want to read this in the fall season. So this is a priority. If I don't read it in November, I'm definitely gonna read it in December, but I'm hoping I'll read it this month. Next, this is one I got from the library. I've seen a couple of the booktubers that I follow talk about this series before. I am in the midst of working my way through the ACOTAR series, and I understand this is her first series, the Throne of Glass series. So I picked this one up, and I'm putting this one in the space that is the mole space, which is read a book that features a strong antagonist. I don't know if this features a strong antagonist. I really don't know much else about this book, but like there's somebody going around killing a bunch of champion contenders, and so I feel like possibly a strong antagonist. So we're putting that in this space. I might be wrong, but I'm already over 100 pages in. I have thoughts. Hopefully things will improve. The main character is interesting. I know she's only 18, so she's kind of young. There are some things, but we could talk about that if anybody's interested in my thoughts on this later. Okay, next. I've got Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. So this one is going in my spot for the, where is it? Where is it? It is going in my spot for The Green Carnation, which is a book that with LGBTQ plus themes, characters, and authors. So I believe this one will fit this. Just reading the back of it, it says Emmy Harlow is a witch, but not a very powerful one, in part because she hasn't been home to the magical town of Thistle Grove in years. Her self-imposed exile has a lot to do with the complicated family history and a desire to forge her own way in the world, and only the very tiniest bit to do with Gareth Blackmore, heir to the most powerful magical family in town and casual breaker of hearts and destroyer of dreams. But when a spellcasting tournament for which her family serves as arbiters approaches, it turns out the pull of tradition, or the truly impressive parental guilt trip that comes with it, is strong enough to bring Emmy back. She's determined to do her familial duty, spend some quality time with her best friend Lydon Thorne, and then get back to her real life in Chicago. On her first night home, Emmy runs into Talia Avramov, an all-around badass adept in the darker magical arts who is fresh off of a bad breakup with Gareth Blackmore. Talia had armed only to discover that Gareth was also seeing Lydon, unbeknownst to either of them. And now she and Lydon want revenge. Only one question stands. Is Emmy in? But most concerning of all, why can't Emmy stop thinking about the terrifyingly competent, devastatingly... Why is that so hard? Terrifyingly competent, devastatingly gorgeous, wickedly charming Talia Avramov. So I think there is possibly a romance between those two girlies. So I think it fits the theme. And also, pay attention to these books as I go through them, because you may notice that there is a theme from all the books I got from the library, for the most part at least. Okay, next one I picked up. I don't know if I'm gonna read this one during the Bloomin Readathon, but it would fit in at least two categories. So this one is The Enemy Within, 2,000 Years of Witch Hunting in the Western World. I feel like that is explanation enough, but this book I think would fit into the snail space. Maybe it's gonna be a slow read, or the variegated space. I hope I said that right. Variegated space, which is read a book that's on the rare side. No one's talking about it. I don't know if anyone's talking about it. And then also there is also the tree space, which is nonfiction book. So this is a nonfiction book. So I've got many places this could end up. Next on our list is The Bone Witch. So I also don't know what this is about, really. I just picked it out. But let's see. So Tia is different from other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy makes her a bone witch, who are feared and ostracized in the kingdom. For theirs is a powerful elemental magic that can reach beyond the boundaries of the living and of the human. Great power comes at a price, forcing Tia to leave her homeland to train under the guidance of an older, wiser bone witch. There, Tia puts all of her energy into becoming an Asha, learning to control her elemental magic and those beasts who will submit by no other force. And Tia must be strong, stronger than she even believes possible, because war is brewing in the 8 kingdoms. War that will threaten the sovereignty of her homeland and threaten the very survival of those she loves. Apparently this is the start of a series. I don't know where this will fit in the Bloomin Readathon, so I haven't put it somewhere yet. So if I read it, I might just see if it fits some of the other spaces, possibly? Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. But it's on here. It's a possibility to fill some of the spaces I don't have anything for. Next one from the library. This is a nonfiction. It's called The Bell Witch. So known throughout Tennessee as Old Kate, the Bell Witch took up residence with John Bell's family in 1818. It was a cruel and noisy spirit given to rapping and gnawing sounds before it found its voices. With these voices and its supernatural acts, the Bell Witch tormented the Bell family. This extraordinary book recounts the only documented case in U.S. history when a spirit actually caused a man's death. The local school teacher, Richard Powell, witnessed the strange events and recorded them for his daughter. His astonishing manuscript fell into the hands of novelist Brent Monahan, who has prepared the book for publication. Members of the Bell family have previously provided information on this fascinating case, but this book recounts the tale with novelist vigor and verve. It is truly chilling. So this could go in the nonfiction space, as I mentioned, but I also, it's only like 197 pages. So I also thought it could go in the cacti space, which the cacti space is read either a short book under 300 pages or an anthology, a collection of short stories. So there we go. It's kind of prickly too. Next. So again, these are 2 that I got from the library. I don't know. I think I might put them in the place where I think they might nourish my soul a little bit, because they'll be an easy, nice little read, which would be number 16, the fertilizer space, which is to read a book that will nourish your soul. So I picked up these mangas, which it's the Witch Hat Atelier series. And I don't know, they have a bunch of them at the library and I thought it was cute and I wanted to read it. So it's A Touch of Magic. Meet Coco, curious, bright, and desperate to learn how magic's wrought, but witches keep their secrets hidden tight. And witches, Coco knows, are born, not taught. Then one day, Coco spies upon a witch as he prepares the charms for which she yearns. And she sees that, like her skill with thread and stitch, the truth is, magic's something she can learn. Now with this knowledge, Coco starts to try to teach herself the witch's way with charms, and yet her aspirations go awry as Coco's magic causes grievous harm. To set things right, young Coco leaves her home, and so begins the tale within this tome. So yeah, I thought it sounded cute. I've read a little bit of it, and it is cute thus far. I don't know, we'll see where it goes. I'll let you know. Last one for the library, I was gonna put in the sun space, is Amelia Earwood's Basic Witch. Amelia Earwood's Basic Witch by Emily Hampshire, Elliot Rahal, and Christian Gudsnook. I hope I pronounced all those names right. But this says, from the weirdo mind of Emily Hampshire, Schitt's Creek, Chapel Waite, 12 Monkeys, Amelia Earwood, Basic Witch, follows the least favorite daughter of LA's most famous family of witches, the Earwoods. Amelia's sisters have all followed in the footsteps of their prominent parents, but everything Amelia does is just a little off-brand. A late bloomer who has yet to find her calling, Amelia uses her powers for mostly mundane problems, but even those lead to magical misfires. As her family's fame continues to rise, they have no choice but to exude their bumbling black sheep daughter from the next chapter of the Earwoods' reality TV. With the help of her brother Spaghetti, who she actually turned into a Yeti, long story, and her brand new BFF Neela, who may or may not have ulterior motives, Amelia must carve her own path outside of her family's influence. So, yes. I have this in the sun space. Maybe this is a non-romantic love situation with her friends or brothers. So that could be in that space as well. So that's all the library books. I have a couple more books that I am going to keep on the back burner in case I decide I don't want to read some of these during the month. So for the propagation space, which is read a book that has an adaptation, I'm going to continue with the Lockwood & Co. series. I have 100 pages more of the Whispering Skull, so I'm going to keep reading that. Is it cheating a little bit? Maybe. But we're doing it. And I have this book, which has been on my TBR for a while, and that is On Such a Fool Sea by Chang-Rae Lee. It says the mostly abandoned city of Baltimore has resettled as B-More, a high-walled, self-contained labor colony. Years earlier, people from environmentally ruined cities in Shaanxi Province, China were brought en masse to America to revitalize long-decaying urban centers. Now their descendants find purpose in their regimented work to provide pristine produce and fish to the most elite charter villages that ring the labor settlement. In this world lives Fan, a young female fish tank diver who leaves her home in B-More when her boyfriend suddenly disappears. Fan's quest to find him takes her through the wild, crime-ridden open counties into a faraway charter village in a journey that will cause her to question everything about the world she lives in. So as I mentioned, I've had this for a while on my TBR, and there is a spot for that in the Bloomin Readathon, and that is the Dandelion space. Weed that book from your TBR that has been there for too long. This one. I want to read it. I started it like a long time ago, and it seems really good, and I think I would like it, but I haven't read it yet. Another one that's been sitting on my TBR for a teensy bit is Babel by R.F. Kuang, and I'm putting that in the spider space, which is read a dark book, dark themes, dark academia, dark is in the title, maybe a dark cover, and Babel really fits a lot of that all together. So I know this book has been talked about a lot, so I probably won't bother reading you the synopsis. But it's, you know, a dark academia book, takes place, I believe, in like Oxford, if I remember correctly. Yes, takes place in Oxford. A lot about, you know, organizations and stuff. Yeah. Okay, is that it that I wanted to talk about? Oh, the last one, which I might try to read, which has also been on my TBR for a while, is Becoming by Michelle Obama. So this one goes in the nonfiction category. I think it could also go in the Dandelion category, but I've been wanting to, I've like started this one a little bit, just a tiny bit, and I've just never finished it because I'll be honest, like biographies and stuff like that aren't exactly my favorite. So gonna give it another try because I do want to read it because I really do like her. So this one is also there. Okay, so that was a rapid fire of books. I'm going to wrap it up here, I think, for today, so we can eat dinner, maybe play Baldur's Gate. Gotta get the D&D stuff ready. I don't know, I got things we gotta do. But I will see you in a few. That rhymed. I felt like there was also something else I wanted to talk to you about. I don't know. If I remember, I'll come back. But I'll talk with you later.
Say hello, everybody. Say hello, pom-poms. What are you looking at? Say hello. Hello, everyone.